All right, good morning. Today is Thursday morning, May 5th, 2016. If this is your first time tuning in, this is a daily morning update of all the news dealing with the foreign exchange market. If you don't understand what the foreign exchange market is, it's a four, I guess you could say $5.1 trillion a day industry. All right. The markets are open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So, with that being said, we're going to go into forexfactory.com. Now, if you've never heard of forexfactory.com, this is your news. So, if you're trying to figure out, okay, when do I look at the markets and what do I look at when I'm looking at the markets, this will give you just a brief example of what you need to pay attention to. So as you can see, you go to forexfactory.com and up here you have all your pairs and down here you have your news. So as you can see right now, it's actually 2:57 a.m. in the morning. So just according to the news, you know, first let me backtrack. All right, when you're looking at this, you have red, yellow, and orange folders. So just to give you a brief example, red, that means it's going to be very busy. So that means there's going to be a lot of movement on this particular chart, which is USD. So at 4:30, 8:30, and 9:30 p.m. 4 4:30 a.m., 8:30 a.m., and 9:30 p.m. There's going to be a lot of movement. So those are three times today that you need to be paying attention to the markets. All right, orange means it's not going to be a lot, but it's going to be enough for you to make some good money. All right, so 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m., 30 minutes from now. Let's see, 8:30 again, US CAD, and also 11:30 a.m. and 7:15 p.m. later on today. You need to be paying attention. So with that being said, I'm just going to go over, the details of each thing, of each event, so that you can get a better understanding. And if you don't understand these, feel free to Google them. Simply highlight it, type it in Google, and research. Research never hurts. It only helps. All right. So with that being said, the first thing we want to pay attention to is what's about to happen at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. So GBP, this is the currency that's going to be impacted by this news at 4:30, and GBP stands for Great Britain Pound. So as you can see, we have, well, let's backtrack. We have two things going on with Great Britain today. That's 3:30 to 4:30. Let's tackle the 3:30 news. All right. So as you can see, it's an orange folder. It's going to be a pretty good amount of movement in the markets. We have Halifax HPI M/M. So if you don't understand what that is, just basically go over here to the folder and click detail. And what that's going to do is open up details for you. And as you can see, the source of this news is the Halifax Bank of Scotland. All right. What this measures is the change in the price of homes financed by HBOS. Again, if you don't know what these are, just, it's common sense at the end of the day. Change in the price of homes financed by HBOS. What's HBOS? Halifax Bank of Scotland. All right. This right here, the usual effect, is your actual forecast. It's good for currency. All right, this particular news is released monthly about 5 days after the month ends. All right, FF notes, you want to make sure you read this. The exact release date is usually not announced by HBOS until shortly before its release. So you can never know when it's going to happen, but you always can know, uh, ahead of time when it's about to happen. There are two earlier reports on housing inflation, but this data is broad and based on HBO's internal mortgage approval figures, all right, which can lead sale completion indicators by more than a month. All right, why should we care about this particular currency? And it tells you right here why traders care. It's a leading indicator of the housing industry's health because rising house prices attract and industry activity. All right, so it gets the market moving. And over here, you can see the history of this same news. All right. Hold on one second. All right. So as you look at the news, the history of this, you can actually tell what's been going on in the history. So, and it goes back however far you'd like to. So let's move on. We know that we need to be ready at 3:30 a.m. to paying attention to the Great Britain pound. Let's go ahead and see what it's looking like for Great Britain pound right now. All right, let's see Great Britain pound. All right, so we're on the 5-minute chart. All right, we know at 3, and it's dropping steep. So, you know, if you had your trend lines and your support and resistance set, you know, you can really be making a good amount of money right now at this time. I'm not actually in this trade because I don't really trade Great Britain pound. But as you can see, you know, just looking at last night, it was a lot of consolidation. It wasn't really showing what was going to happen, but as you can see, it dropped around 12, and then, you know, it had a little movement going into 1. Could have made a good amount of money right here, almost 20 pips right there at 1 a.m. this morning. But as you can see, since 2:45, I mean, Great Britain has dropped. 45.19, almost 20 pips, more than 20 pips, just from 5 minutes ago. What? 10, 10, not even 10 minutes ago, it's dropped almost 20 pips. 22 pips you could have caught. And, you know, I don't have any support and resistance lines, you know, but just looking at the 5-minute chart, let's go to the 4-hour chart. You know, where is that right now compared to the 25th? The market was in the uptrend now. And it's going back down. We got let's say day chart. Wow, that's crazy. Go to the days. All right, so May 3rd, May 4th, May 2nd. Okay. So as you can see, so we're going to go back to the news. Forums, I guess. No, my bad. Trades. As you can see, I'm still learning this site. All right, so the market. When you want to see the news of the market, do not click on news, forums, or trades. Just click on calendar. The calendar will actually show you. Well, no, I don't want. I want day. Let me just keep it simple. All right, so the next thing we know about 3:30 a.m., you know, the news has kind of affected it. I don't know if it's going to skyrocket or what. So that's going to be something good to look at this afternoon. And I'll make a video tonight about, you know, the actions. So let me make right on that. What's going on with it at 3 a.m. this morning? I checked it at 3 o'clock. 3 a.m. GBP. And just looking at let's go back to GBP. Shoot, I mean, and we'll test just from 11 p.m. to, let's just say, 3 o'clock. We could have caught, let's go to the 5-minute chart. Well, we'll do 10 p.m. from 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to what time? 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to 12:05 a.m. Consolidation. And we have a get a call at 12:10. Get a call anywhere. Well, let's see. Zoom in. Could have caught 18, 12, 6 pips. 12:10. 12:18. So 12 o'clock. 1.1518. And you could have got out at 12:20. And that would have been what, 1.4511. That would have been 7 pips. And then from there, we could have caught that trade at 105. 5 to 110 at 105. 1.4512 to 110. And we could have caught 1.4523. And I'm going to try. Could have caught 11 pips. All right, and that would have been good for the day. But right here, at 2:35, 14526 to 1 at 240. 1, 4, 5, 6. It dropped. Could have caught 10 pips right there. And then last but not least, downtrend at 255. We had 1.4506. And we could have rolled that all the way down to right there at 305. And that would have been 1.4504. Wait. 1.4519. 19. It's 15 pips. 19 to 15 pips. So, Just looking at that chart, we don't have any trend line set. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Support and resistance lines. Okay. Let's go back to our second most valuable news right now is at 4:30 a.m., which is in about an hour from now, an hour, a couple minutes. Great Britain pound. We have another red folder, which means high activity. All right, and this is about services PIM. Again, if you don't understand what the news is, you just basically click on the folder where it says detail, and it will give you information about this particular event. So let's open it up and see what they got. This particular source of news is about the market. All right. What this measures is the level of a diffusion index based on surveyed purchasing managers in the services industry. All right. The usual effect of this is good for currency. The rate of this news is released monthly on the third business day after the month ends. So you can look forward to this particular news about market on the third business day after every month ends. All right. So FF notes above 50.0 indicates industry expansion. Below it indicates contraction. Why do we even care as traders about this news? Because it's a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current and relevant insight into the company's view of the economy. So derived via survey of purchasing managers, which asks respondents to rate the relative level of business conditions, including employment, production, new orders, prices, supplier deliveries, and inventories. All right. So as you can see, you always can check the history of how this particular event responds to the news and just go from there. So we've already taken a look at Great Britain pound. So we want to exit out of this news and get prepared for the 8:30 news. Now, we've seen movement around 2 o'clock this morning. From 12 to 3, we could have hit 5, 7, 6, 13, 40 plus pips and been done for the day, just from 12 to 2 this morning, and alone just off of Great Britain pound. But we're going to take it up a notch. We're going to get ready for the 8:30 news, where we have, orange and red folder. Keep in mind, orange means, okay movement, good enough for you to get in, get out, make some good money. But red means it's going to be high impact. All right, high activity. So with that being said, we're going to take a look at the CAD. This currency at 8:30 a.m. will be affected by the news. And what this news will be about is building permits, M/M. Again, if you don't understand what the news is about, just look at the details of this particular news. So the source of this news is Statistics Canada. This measures the change in the total value of new building permits issued. The usual effect of this is good for currency. And, CAD is based off of Canada. So the frequency, this is released monthly about 35 days after the month ends. Next release date is June 8th, so you can look forward next month on the 8th for this news coming out again. And why should we even care as traders about this news? Because it's an excellent gauge of future construction activity, because obtaining a permit is among the first steps in constructing a new building. So with that being said, you can take a look at the history and go from there. So we're going to take a look at CAD, and let's just see, what it's been doing, from this morning to last night. I'm just going to take a quick look at what's going on. And always remember, when the US dollar goes up, CAD usually goes down. All right. So, when the euro goes up, CAD is usually going to go down. So if you're trading a euro pair, whatever the euro does, CAD is usually going to do the opposite. So let's look at USD versus CAD. And you want to be paying attention to this news around 8:30 this morning, if not earlier, because as you can see with the Great Britain pound, the news hasn't even hit yet, and we're seeing some movement. All right, so we're looking at the 4-hour chart. Oh my God, look at that. May 5th. Oh my God, May 5th. Woo, I gotta take that down. So we got GBP. May 5th, Thursday morning. All right, so we got GBP news. Oh my God, look at CAD, USD CAD. My God. All right, so just taking a look at, the history. I mean, the last 2 days. I mean, this is a 4-hour chart, but just looking at May 3rd at 5 a.m. in the morning, if you would have got in the trade, you could have rolled it, shoot, from 5 to 9. Hold on, let me go in on this. Woo! Could have rolled it up. I mean, as you can see, you couldn't really tell from 10, just starting at 10. I mean, it dropped, shoot. May 4th. Wait, we want to go back because I'm missing May 3rd. 1-hour chart. Okay, this is where we were at, 4 a.m. in the morning. Let's go right there. Okay, so we got May 3rd right here. And that's a change, so 4 a.m. in the morning. The market was at what, 12, 1.2472. And shit, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At 10, you could have rolled it for 5 hours. And it would have been at 1.2691. That gives us, oh my God, over, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but let me do the math right quick. 2472. 2691. That's over 219 pips that you could have caught in 5 hours, 6 hours, from 6 to 10. That would have been 219 pips in a matter of 6 hours. 6 hours. That is freaking crazy. This is the type of money we can make with Forex if we just take the time to study and learn this. So let's open it back up. We want to study today, this morning. Let's see what's going on. It's May 5th. Can't really tell what's going on, but we know just off of 8 a.m. shit. 8 a.m. yesterday, May 4th. I mean, just looking at the movement, we could have got in. Let's look at the 5-minute chart on May 4th at 8 a.m. I mean, this is amazing just to see that, Great Britain pound. I mean, in a matter of what? In a matter of 4 hours, we could have walked out with over 40 something pips. But just looking at May 4th yesterday, May 4th, it's the Sydney market. Wasn't even, let's go back, May 4th. Come on, give me. Alright. Alright, so we got May 4th. Oh, look at that. 12:27. At 3 a.m. could have caught. Well, we're not going to even pay attention to the 5-minute chart. We're going to look at the 4-hour chart. May 2nd. 3rd. May 4th. Chart. Oh my God. Okay, starting at 4 o'clock again on the freaking, oh no, on the 3rd. Okay, so we haven't got, okay, so we're still in May. $9 p.m. Okay, just starting at 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. in the morning. We could have rolled it all the way up to shit, what, 4 a.m.? 4 a.m. we was at, we could have been down here. Uh, 1.2717. And then at what time was that? 11 a.m. we could have hit approximately 1.2886. So that's in a matter of the same thing, 7 hours. We could have made 20, 28, 86 minus 717. That's 107 hours, 169 pips. God damn, but CAD, USD CAD is having some freaking movement. So, just going off of the last 2 days within this time frame of 4 a.m. to 10, you can look forward to catching at least 150 pips at least. This is freaking crazy. Let's move on. But let's before we move on, let's take a look at what the market is doing right now today. Let's go back at the 1-hour chart and let's look at from 10 to right now what has been going on. So May 4th, we go all the way back up to 10 and 11. Okay, let's do the 4-hour chart. Way back up. Yeah, that's a lot. 3rd. Oh my God, do you not see that? 9 a.m. May 3rd to 9. Oh my God, one more thing. Shit, that's a lot. 28, 25. From 9 a.m. May 3rd to 9 a.m. May 4th, you could have caught 12, 1.2, 511. Could have rolled it all the way up to get to 1.2874. This is crazy. That's over 300 something pips right there. Just holding it for a full day to 511 minus 1.2874. 363 pips. That is freaking crazy. All right. So as we look at the 4-hour chart, we're going to zoom in on today's work. As we can see, 1 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Let's do the 1-hour chart. What is the movements looking like? 12, 10, 11 p.m. All right, so we got some things about to happen. So right now at 3, from 2 a.m., it hit, it's going back up. So we need to learn how to do resistance and support lines and also do trend lines so that we have confirmations on where to jump in at, where it's going to retrace and all, and things like that. All right, so let's go back to our news. We just covered CAD. All right, so CAD was our 8:30 news with building permits. And then again at 8:30, you have the USD news about unemployment claims. Now, as you can see, we have a red folder. That means it's going to be, high activity, a high impact. So we want to go ahead and read this and see what this actually is. So this particular news comes from the Department of Labor. This measures the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. This usually has a good effect for currency. Frequency released weekly, 5 days after the week ends. So you can look forward to this next release on May 12, 2016. This is the nation's earliest economic data. The market impact fluctuates from week to week. There tends to be more focus on the release when traders need to diagnose recent developments or when the reading is at extremes. Although it's generally viewed as a lagging indicator, the number of unemployed people is an important signal of overall economic health because consumer spending is highly correlated with labor market conditions. Unemployment is also a major consideration for those steering the country's monetary policy. This is also called jobless claims and also initial claims. All right, so you can also look into the history, what happened every week inside of April. As you can see, 28th, 21st, 14th, and the 7th, 4 weeks out of that month, you can see what happened each week that this news came out. And then also, you can also always read related stories. 3 numbers, U.S. jobless claims still point to labor market, and it goes in detail about that. So let's just take a look at the U.S. Dollar. As you can see to the top, we have Euro versus USD, Great Britain Pound, USD JPY. It's a lot going on with the U.S. dollar, as you can see, so we're not even going to waste our time jumping into that knowledge and seeing, okay, what's going on with USD, because USD is really, active. So we want to just pay attention to, choose one pair. Choose one pair. We can go through all of them. Matter of fact, let's go through all of them because the next 3 news events, we have 8:30, we got USD, 11:30 USD, 7:15 USD, and AUD. So just keep a good lookout for USD from 8:30 to 7 p.m. today. check out those charts. And last but not least, we're going to tackle the AUD, which is also known as the Australian dollar, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to dive into AUD. And this event is happening at 9:30 p.m. tonight. And as you can see, we have a red folder, so it's time to get this money. All right. Now, we're not going to go into Friday. We're not going to go into Friday's news. So let's just hop back up here to May 5th. And we're going to focus on 9:30 AUD. Hop back out. We're going to look at, okay. So this particular news it comes from the Reserve Bank of Australia. This effect is more hawkish than expected, which means, it's good for currency. This is released quarterly. So after this news, the next release will be around August 4th. And why should we even care about this particular trade or pair, or I guess you could say currency, is because it provides valuable insight into the bank's view of economic conditions and inflation, the key factors that will shape the future of monetary policy and influence their interest rate decisions. This is also called Statement on Monetary Policy, and ACRO-expand goes for Reserve Bank of Australia, which is also initialed RBA. All right, as you can see, the history is right here. No related stories at the time. RBA Monetary Policy Statement. So with that being said, this has just been a morning update. We're going to do these each and every day, Monday through Friday, just so you can get a better understanding of the news. And as we grow and as we move forward, you can be updated, with key things that you need to pay attention to. So leaving this news, you need to pay attention to it's 3:33 at the time. So 3:30 right now, Great Britain pound is something you want to focus on. 4:30 a.m., which is an hour from now, Great Britain pound, you want to keep locked in, pay attention to CNN, watch the news, and watch the markets, and 8:30 a.m. CAD is doing some crazy things right now. US dollar is going to really have a lot popping between 8:30, where we have the unemployment claims to come out, and then 11:30 and 11:30 a.m. and 7:15 p.m. You want to take a look at the US dollar as well. And then last but not least, we have at 9:30 AUD, and that closes it out for today's news. With that being said, you've tuned in to True Essence Investors Academy, where we invest into the human potential. Let's earn simple cash.